Good morning, Southwest. Today is Monday, March 24th, and this is Tiger Talk.
In the heart of Minnesota where the eagles soar high, Southwest Middle School, shining like the sky. In the halls we roam free, learning life every day. With our friends, it's a breeze, together we'll find our way. All Southwest, we stand strong in every
Welcome back from spring break. I hope everyone is able to rest up and is recharged to finish the year strong. Here is a quick look at this week's agenda. But like always, let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and as you take your seats, just a reminder, our mission here is to ensure individual, academic, social, and emotional growth that leads to engaged citizens and lifelong learners. And our four core values that you students have selected are responsibility, determination, showing ownership, and being a positive leader. And Jarrett, who is still currently our Southwest standout student, is one of those students who shows those four values each and every day here at Southwest. All right, and as we enter into a final week of March, this is our last week of March themed circles on making choices. And I hinted at this earlier, but we have just a little over 9 weeks left of the school year. And students, it is up to you on how your year ends. Part of that will be the tracking and making of your fourth quarter goals. So we are technically at the midpoint of semester 2. So again, you are going to make one academic and one non-academic goal for this quarter or the second part of second semester. And not only is setting goals crucial for motivation, focus, and achieving desired outcomes, ultimately leading to increased confidence, accountability, and a sense of accomplishment, but I can guarantee you almost every successful person sets some kind of goals in their life. And by tracking your goals each week, it gives you that opportunity to have a sense of control over your lives and action, or what we call agency. All right, and our last Reading Academy starts today. So if you have been placed in Reading Academy, reminder that is during learner support time, your advisory teacher will be giving you a new schedule today. And Reading Academy is an awesome opportunity just to get a little extra help in some of the skills you may need a little extra help in. And congratulations to this week's Attendance Matter prize winners. If you see your name here, please come on down to the attendance office after the Tiger Talk. These students were selected as they were one of many who had 2 or less absences for semester 2. All right, and looking at our average tardies per class, 6th grade goal was to have 11 or less. Our 7th graders were looking for 16 or less. And unfortunately, 6th graders just missed out on those, so both 6th and 7th graders will not be on the gym floor this week. And we've been telling you all year how important it is to be at class and at class on time. So students with excessive tardies will be receiving emails from Mrs. CO2. She will explain the details in her email. In addition, starting this quarter, students that have excessive tardies and or are skipping classes will be assigned an after-school detention on Thursdays. But again, Mrs. CO2 will connect with those students individually. And students, it is that time where 6th and 7th graders will be registering for their classes for next year. After the Tiger Talk, you will need to check your emails. Both 6th and 7th grade teachers will also be receiving the email as well. 7th graders, there is a course description link that you will click on where you can learn a little bit more about some of the classes offered at the high school. Once you feel like you have a pretty good idea of which classes you would like to take, you can go ahead and fill out the registration form. 6th graders, you will do the same thing. However, similar to last year, you will ultimately decide on if you want to be in music class or classes. If you are not, you will be placed in one semester of art and then a semester of robotics. We will also be sending this information out in our next Southwest Scuttle to families. Students, you are only able to submit a form once. However, you are able to edit your responses. Students, if you have any questions, reach out to your advisory teachers first. And students, just a reminder, the Media Center is open in the morning for students who need to take assessments, maybe work on some assignments. The only stipulation is you need to have a pass from a teacher in order to be there. And this week's happenings around Southwest takes us to the Red Team physical education class where they were learning and playing handball. There was great teamwork and engagement during the unit. And of course, we couldn't forget about Pi Day, where students had hands-on experience where they saw the relationship between the diameter and the circumference of a circle. And students, just a reminder, cell phones and other electronic devices should be turned off and stored in your locker during the school day. If it goes off in your locker or if you have one on you during the school day, there are violations that increase in severity as you have more violations. So again, please make sure they are off and stored in your lockers during the school day. All right, and we have our fundraiser update time. So we do have totals gathered up from our fundraiser, but we have a few important things to go over before revealing our grand total. Just a reminder that on April 9th is when the fundraiser pickup will be. This will also be the time, students, you get your prizes and also if you have any cash drawings as well. This will be from after school to 6 p.m. More information will be shared in our Southwest Scuttle for families too. All right, and now for the fun part. So, before we left for spring break, I made the announcement that we had reached our initial goal of $15,000 raised, which means that the following staff members have agreed to be pied in the face during our Exploratory Day Pick'ems, which is currently scheduled for Friday, May 2nd. And here are the top 3 earners from each team. An amazing job done by our top earners on each team. And speaking of teams, here is the totals for each team. So when we calculate all this up, our grand total from our fundraiser is $22,045.25. Outstanding job by all of our students who participated in the fundraiser. And like I said, as part of that, if we reach 20,000, the top 2 earners would have the opportunity to shave my head during the Exploratory Day Pick'em. And Josh was our top 6th grade earner and Travis was our top 7th grade earner. Hey, and just a reminder, Josh and Travis, you don't have to shave my head. So again, April 9th is when the fundraiser items arrive. This is also the time, students, you will get your prizes. And then May 2nd is when we'll do the pies in the face and the shaving of my head. Students, for the most part of the year, you have done an awesome job with our Chromebooks. However, recently we are starting to see more and more intentional damage done to Chromebooks. If you purposely damage your Chromebook, insurance will not cover the charges to fix it. But as a reminder, you are able to get insurance at any time during the year. It costs $20. You just have to have Miss Mary in the Media Center check it out first. And students, here is your weekly reminder. If you are in need of any of the following products, to go ahead and fill out a Tiger's Den form today. Our quarter 3 or mid-semester 2 team point totals have been calculated. Before we reveal that, let's take a quick look at the positive winners from last week. So again, if you see your name here, please come down to the health office after the Tiger Talk to pick out your prize. And congratulations to the Red Team as they are this quarter's Team Cup champions. Here is a breakdown of the Team Point awards throughout the year. Again, remember, the number of tardies or number of positives or number of A's is all based on per students. We know that each team has a different amount of students, so it's all averaged based on a per student basis. And when we look at the overall cup standings, the red team has taken a slight lead over the blue team, but honestly, it is still anybody's opportunity to win that overall team cup championship. And we have no emergency drills scheduled for the week. For the most part, our spring sports are now underway. So here's a quick look at this week's forecast. A great week for spring sports. Club rugby will be having their first practice today after school. And for our school-sponsored sports, registration is open. And like I said, most of our sports will be starting today if they have not already started. So if your sport is highlighted in green, that means it is starting today. And just like that, we have reached the end of this week's episode. You have yourself a Tigerific week, everyone.